here's some receipts from my last trip. Oh, this will be fun. What did I buy? Welcome to another episode of the Disney with Kels podcast. I'm your host, Kelsey Congling, and apologies upon apologies for not releasing an episode last week and for this one being late. I'm going to try to post on Mondays, but life does get in the way sometimes, and honestly, my real life is more important than putting out podcasts. So while I'm going to try to be better about being consistent, please just understand that I am a real person who does have a real life. Anyway, this week's episode is going to be all about what is in my Disney parks bag. So this is the bag that I bring into all of the Disney parks just when I go there day to day, which is, I don't live there again. So it's whenever I do go. And what I'm going to do is just open this up and take out each item and explain to you why I bring that item and how it may be helpful to you. I do get this question quite often. I'm like, what do you bring into the parks? Because some people bring big backpacks. Some people don't bring anything but their phone. I personally bring this. And if you are watching on YouTube, then you obviously can see this. But if you are watching or listening rather on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or one of the other podcast apps, you are not going to see the items, but it is available on YouTube if you want to hop on over there. But regardless, I will do my best to explain what I'm holding so that you are not confused. So to start with, this is the bag that I use. It is a fanny pack, and I wear it to the side, kind of on my hip. So I don't just put it like in the front of my body. That looks really odd. But when I was looking for a new bag, I just Googled best fanny packs that can hold a lot of things but are also super comfortable, and this one popped up, and the brand of this is Zorfin, and of course I will link everything that I can in the description below, but I did get this one on Amazon. And if you're listening on the podcast app, it is a fanny pack that has two big pockets and then a smaller pocket in the front and a smaller pocket in the back. They are all zippered. It is a very durable material. This one that I have is gray, and it comes with a very long strap that buckles, and I don't know if you can hear that, buckles up, and you can adjust it to your needs. This one, I remember I did put in plus size fanny packs, so it does have a bit of a longer strap for those of us who are just a little bit larger. But I have found that this works so well for me, and it makes everything very easily accessible when I'm in the parks. So let's get started. So this very front pouch, I have nothing. I usually don't keep anything in this front pouch except for maybe coins for pressed pennies if I go get, which again, they don't have many machines at the parks anymore that you bring your own coins. You honestly just swipe a credit card and they give you their own fake pennies to use for it. But I collect pressed pennies, and so whenever I do get them, I like to put them in this little front pouch that zippers, so that way nothing gets lost. Moving on to the next pouch. So this is the other front one, and I always keep my phone in this front pouch. It's easily accessible when I'm wearing it at the parks. I just open it up, pull it out, easy peasy. And I also, in this front pouch, keep Band-Aids. And this is for several reasons. One, I am a little bit prone to blisters. So when you're walking around the Disney parks all day, sometimes you are walking upwards of 15 miles and your feet, most of our feet, are not used to that. So I keep Band-Aids in my bag just in case. And I honestly, these are just random Band-Aids. I probably would bring the smaller ones if I needed them for my toes. And honestly, sometimes you just need a Band-Aid for a hangnail or something else, and you don't want to have to go to all the way to the first aid station at one of the parks to get a Band-Aid. So that's what I keep that in there. And I think, yes, that is everything in this front pouch. So my phone and Band-Aids. And of course it zippers up, easy peasy. And then in this main pouch, I have several things. So let's get into it. First of all, I have Stacy's sunglasses. So these sunglasses, a lot of people always ask where I got them. I didn't actually buy these. My mom bought them, and I think she got them at World of Disney at Disney Springs, but she might have gotten them at Magic Kingdom. She doesn't remember, I don't think, and I don't remember what she told me when she bought me them. But the original Stacy sunglasses I had actually bought at Castaway Cay on one of our Disney cruises back in 2015. And they eventually did break because I used them for a lot of skits. So when my mom went on one of her solo trips, I guess it was back in the spring, she got me these, and I don't know if you can see very well, but they do have Mickey balloons on them. And if you watch my skits, you can see them more up close, but they have little illustrated Mickey balloons. And the reason I keep these in my bag is one for the sun. So because I wear prescription glasses, I do have to wear these over my prescription glasses, and they can be very uncomfortable, but they work in a pinch. I don't have prescription sunglasses. I know they're probably pretty cheap to get on all those discount glasses sites, but honestly, I just don't feel like spending the money on them. I'm not a huge fan of wearing sunglasses in general because I feel like it distorts my view of reality. I know, it's really weird. But if I have to wear sunglasses, because if sometimes the sun is just way too bright for me, and so I will put these on over my prescription sunglasses while I'm in the parks, but generally I don't enjoy wearing them. Another reason that I bring them is because when people recognize me in the parks, they usually want a picture with Stacy. Like, they'll want with me, but then I offer, be like, hey, do you want one with Stacy? And they go crazy. So I bring them for that reason as well. And then, even though this has never happened, I do bring them just in case I have a skit idea and I want to film in the parks. Again, I don't think I have ever done a Stacy skit in the parks. I might have. I don't remember, but I don't remember like deliberately planning to do that. So, but just in case I ever have this random moment of inspiration when I'm there to do a Stacy skit, I have them. Oh, excuse me. I think I touched the mic. So that's one of the things in the big pouch is Stacy sunglasses. The next thing I bring is, that's right, good old ibuprofen. I think this is self-explanatory, but my feet hurt a lot when I'm at Disney World. And so I will bring some ibuprofen. Usually it's not this whole bottle, but this is what I have at my house right now. Usually I'll just bring some in like a little travel pill case along with other medications such as like Benadryl or Allegra. That's usually the allergy medicine that I take. And then, of course, my other medications. But I have, which I couldn't find it when I was preparing for this video, but I have a little travel pill case that I got from Vera Bradley, and it is kind of almost like a square, but they're just these little pill cases, and then it comes in a nice carrying case. So that's an option. I love Vera Bradley. But for sure, always bring ibuprofen because you'll need it throughout the day, honestly. I mean, I do. The next thing I bring, and it's usually a travel size, but I don't have any right now, extra deodorant. So y'all, please, for the love of everything, use deodorant multiple times a day when you're at Disney World. And even if you just apply it at the beginning of the day, that's great, but you probably are going to need to reapply it throughout the day. It is just another level when you are on the bus going back to your resort with someone who did not reapply their deodorant throughout the day. Ask me how I know. So anyway, I bring deodorant just so that I'm not smelly. It's a good thing. The next thing that I bring is these lens wipes. Again, because I wear prescription sunglasses, my face kind of gets oily. It pushes up against my face. It smudges my glasses. I accidentally touch it. And I am somebody who despises having any sort of smudge or speck on my glasses at all. It infuriates me. So I always have multiple lens wipe packets in every single bag and in every setting in my normal daily life, just in case. And especially if you go on a water ride, like you're going to probably get sprayed in the face with water and it's just going to get all over your glasses. Also, bubble wands. I have opinions about bubble wands. But when you're walking through the crowds at Disney, there's inevitably a child that has a bubble wand. They're great. They're fun. Awesome. I'm not a big fan of having to walk through a million bubble clouds. I think they're great, but I'm not going to say anything, obviously. But they make spots on my glasses. That's the reason I don't like them. So, but if I have lens wipes, no big deal. I move on with my life and everybody's happy. So that's what I bring that. And then the next item I bring is an extra pair of socks. Again, you are going to get sweaty and smelly and stinky at Disney World. And especially during the summer, it rains every single day in Florida. So you don't want your feet to be wet in wet tennis shoes all day long. At least I don't. And I think a lot of you wouldn't either. So I bring an extra pair of socks so that I can change them if my feet get too sweaty, or I step in a puddle, or there's a pop-up shower and my feet get wet, or if they get wet on a water ride or something, I have an extra pair of socks so that my feet don't get so wrinkly and I get like trench foot or something like that. Is that what it's called? So anyway, extra pair of socks is very handy. And the next thing I bring is my gimbal. And some of you are like, what in the world is a gimbal? Well, that's okay. I'm going to explain it to you. So my gimbal has, whoa, my apologies. I'm not going to cut that because that was kind of funny. My gimbal comes in two pieces, and this one I actually got as a gift way back when I first started getting pretty big on TikTok. This company reached out to me and they gifted me this, so thank you to that company. But this is the Zion X2 gimbal, and I think the battery is dead, but I'm going to try to turn it on. Basically what it is, yeah, the battery's dead. Oh wait, no, it's not. So I don't know if you could hear that, but it's moving, and I will show you with my phone. So basically what you do, whoop, hold on. I might have broken it. Is it broken? Nah, it's not broken. You put your phone in here, just like this. And then when you start it up, and it's probably going to be upside down. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So, and you can extend it a little bit, but basically, most of the time, it's not level or balanced. When it is balanced, I can film with this, and it follows where my phone is going in a smooth way. So it's the Zion Smooth X2, I think is the whole name of the gimbal. But it keeps it stabilized. So when I go live in the parks, because you can make this portrait mode as well. And yeah, it stabilizes your phone so you're not like jerking it around a whole bunch when you're walking. It is super handy for filming. Granted, I don't film a whole lot in the parks anymore, but I do like this when I do go live in the parks because it's super handy. And then this part here is a tripod base that just screws in the bottom. And I will say this, I have gotten questioned about it one time only because it does extend like a selfie stick. However, I don't ever extend it to that length, and I don't use it as a selfie stick. I just use it for the gimbal. So like what I showed you, that's as far as I'll ever really extend it, but it does extend pretty far out. So you just have to be careful. Don't extend it out like a selfie stick if you have a gimbal of this type, because selfie sticks are not allowed in the parks, and I don't want anyone to get in trouble. But I like this one because it is very compact, and it goes down into this, fits in the palm of my hand, and the tripod base comes off so that it all fits very well into my park bag. So again, use this mostly for filming, but I'll also use it as a stand if I need to just prop my phone up to film a video or something like that. So super handy. I love this gimbal. I honestly don't know how much it costs, but I will try to link it down below if I can find it. And then, y'all, this, I'm telling you, this fanny pack fits so many things. And again, I'm trying to do this with no cuts, so I'm sorry if I seem rambly. Can't even talk. But the next thing that I bring is this. It is Gold Bond Friction Defense. It is basically like a stick of deodorant, but it is for chafing. So it protects you from chafing. And again, a lot of these things are because you get hot and sweaty at Disney World. And if you're like me and you chafe very easily, this stuff is magical, and I will stand by that. So again, you just apply it to the places that you chafe the most, like deodorant. I usually only put this on the first part of the day, like right before I leave my resort hotel room. but I like to keep it in my bag just in case I need to reapply it during the day, especially if you're not going back to the resort during the day. And then the next thing I have is my fuel rod. So I bought this fuel rod several trips ago. Not this one specifically, but the starter pack. And if you don't know what it is, a fuel rod is a rechargeable battery power bank for your phone. And Disney World has a bunch of different fuel rod location kiosks at their parks. So what it is, it's really small, and this gives me about half a charge. And I think that because these are used so often, they really need to replace the batteries in the machines more often, because the life of them or just the power within them gets depleted over time when they're used so often. But anyway, back to what I was saying. When you buy a fuel rod, the initial purchase is somewhere between $30 and $35. But what it comes with, it comes with your initial fuel rod in this little case, which is this clear tube. And you get different charging cables. So you get a lightning cable, which is what my phone currently is. You get a USB-C adapter, which is this little guy. And then you get this one, which I don't know what the type of it is called, but it's the one where it looks kind of like a smiley face or a frowny face, depending on which way you put it. But this is the one that cameras generally use, like rechargeable cameras generally use. And all of it fits in this little pouch. And then you can use it to charge your phone. And when your power bank is empty, you can either recharge it yourself back at the resort, because there is a way for it to recharge yourself. Oh, and that other one, that little one that's the happy for sad face, that's what you use to recharge it with. But you have to have a power block to do that. Or like a plug block. You know what I'm talking about. The block. But you can also go to any of the fuel rod kiosks and swap out your fuel rod for a fresh one. And at Disney World, this is free. So you just put this in the slot and it pops out a fresh one that is fully charged, or as much fully charged as it could be. Other locations in the US that have fuel rods, there is a fee to swap out your fuel rod. But at Disney World, it is free. No charge at all. And I can't put this back in with all of those already in there. So it is a great perk. Again, it only gives me about half of a charge, but my phone is also old and needs a new battery and all the things. So a fuel rod is very, very useful, I think, in just keeping your phone alive, especially since Disney really is pushing people to use their phones. You know, they don't give you complimentary Magic Bands anymore. You can do everything on the Disney Magic Mobile, your tickets, and you can use Apple Pay and all these things for anything you need in the parks. So there's a conspiracy that they want you to buy more fuel rods. There's a conspiracy that because you're on your phone more, even doing the Lightning Lane Multipass, that you'll be more inclined to buy stuff. I don't know. But either way, your phone's going to die throughout the day. So fuel rod is a great purchase, a great investment, I will say. And then the next thing, and it might be the last thing, is dental floss. And I bring floss just because if you get something stuck in your teeth, you don't want that to be an all day thing. So it's always good to just have floss. Some people bring like travel toothbrush and toothpaste kits into the parks because they like to brush their teeth after every meal. I'm not like that, but I do bring floss now because of that. Oh, and I just opened this last pocket and I didn't clean it out. Here's some receipts from my last trip. Oh, this will be fun. What did I buy? This Walt Disney World. This was from March. So my March trip, I bought, what even is? Oh, I bought Dibs, those little ice cream, like bite-sized ice cream things. Those are my favorite things ever. I really can only get them at the Disney parks because the gas stations around here don't really sell them. So I always get those. What's this? This is like a bonus segment of what did Kelsey buy on her last trip. So this was at Star Traders. I bought a Coca-Cola and a Coke Zero. So one for my mom and one for me. What's this next one? This is funny. this was from Epcot. I bought the honey cheesecake. It was during Flower and Garden Festival. Oh, it was so good. So good. And then this one was from, I think it was Anti-Gravity's Galactic Goodies, which is in Tomorrowland. It's a ice cream shop. I got a root beer float. And then this last one, or was this another one? Oh yeah, no, that was the dibs. And this last one was from Primo Piatto, which is the quick service at the Riviera Resort, and I got a refillable mug. So that's fun. Oh, and all my pressed pennies, y'all. I didn't go through this very well. Ooh, so I got Mickey and Minnie playing the banjo, I guess. And one from Main Street. I got Minnie Mouse. Oh, these were from the train station. So I've got, you literally, you can't see it, but it's Mickey driving the train, conducting the train. So that's cool. But again, all of these things fit into my park bag. So I guess I generally use this back pouch for pressed pennies as well and receipts. But everything fits very well in this fanny pack. And now there are several things that I also bring just on the trip with me in general that don't necessarily go in my park bag. But, sorry, which this does fit better when I have like the smaller pill organizer and things like that. But it generally does fit. And everything is in easy reach. Just like that. My phone's already in there. And again, I can just unbuckle it and it goes around my waist like this. And there we go. So then it just sits up here on my waist. And there we go. And it's super easy too when you're going on the rides to just unclick it and put it by your feet or put it in the pouch. It's small enough that it generally can fit in the pouches on the rides that have the pouches. Otherwise, it just goes around. I put it around my leg by my feet. But easy on and off. I love this bag so much. Again, I'll link it in the description below. But what I used to bring was an over-the-shoulder bag. It was actually the Castaway Club bag that the silver members got. And my parents had many, many of them. So I had like 3 at one point, but they did wear down pretty easily because they're kind of cheap. But I liked that because there was a phone pouch right in front. But again, this one, I put my phone in the front pouch. Easily accessible. Because you use your phone so much, I think you need to pick a bag where your phone is easily accessible. And again, if you have children or a big family, like you're going to want to bring a backpack with other things. But this is what I bring as a single woman with no kids to the Disney parks. These are the things that I like to have that are helpful to me. I'll usually also bring extra ponytail holders just in case mine breaks or something like that, because I always have my hair up at the parks. Because it's just so humid and hot, even year round, honestly. So that is it. Sorry, I was kind of manic speaking during this episode, but I wanted to try to do it with as little cuts as possible, all in one take. But I hope that this was helpful to you, and I will get back to my regularly scheduled programming at a later time. There was no Disney joke of the week because honestly, I forgot. Y'all, I'm still trying to figure out this whole podcast thing, but honestly, if you like just to hear me ramble, we can make this work. But I don't think I'm going to do a D23 update like I had mentioned before. Honestly, I just don't want to do all that research. I don't want to give, I just don't want to give my opinions on it until it actually happens. Because I don't like to go into things with a closed mind or that I'm already going to dislike it. So I'm just going to wait till things are done until they're built and to really give my opinion on it. Except for Dinosaur Closing, I am not a fan of that, but I explained that last episode. But yeah, so that's what's in my Disney park bag. Please let me know what you bring in your Disney park bag, if there's anything that you bring that I don't bring. And help each other out by giving suggestions, or if you bring a bag that's not a fanny pack, if you need to bring a backpack or something, what's your favorite backpack to bring? Yeah, so that's it. Sorry I said so much, But thank you so much for listening and watching and sticking around till the end. This was another great episode of the Disney with Kels podcast. I'm your host, Kelsey Conkling, and I hope you have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. See you later.